Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Story Library. I hope you all stay well and healthy. Story named The Secret Tunnel, starting a new story today. In the small village of Green Valley, there lived a curious boy named Ethan. He loved adventures and spent most of his time exploring the nearby forest with his best friend, Lily. One afternoon, while chasing a colorful butterfly, Ethan noticed something strange behind an old oak tree. There was a rusty iron door hidden under thick vines. "Lily, come here. Look at this," Ethan shouted. Lily ran toward him and stared at the mysterious door. "I've never seen this before," she said. Together, they pulled away the vines and found an ancient symbol carved on the door. In the center of the symbol was a tiny keyhole. Who would hide a door in the middle of the forest? Lily wondered. Ethan's eyes sparkled with excitement. Maybe it's a secret tunnel. They searched around and discovered an old wooden box buried beneath the tree roots. Inside the box was a small golden key and a faded piece of paper. The paper read, "Only the brave can enter. The tunnel hides a secret that has been protected for hundreds of years." Ethan and Lily looked at each other. "Should we open it?" Lily asked nervously. After a moment of silence, Ethan nodded. He placed the golden key into the keyhole and slowly turned it. Click! The iron door creaked open, revealing a dark staircase leading deep underground. A cold wind blew from inside the tunnel. The two friends held their flashlights and stepped down the stairs. The door suddenly slammed shut behind them. Boom! Lily jumped in fear. "We're trapped," she cried. But Ethan noticed something shining at the end of the tunnel. "Look," he whispered. "I think our adventure is just beginning." As they walked forward, they heard a strange sound coming from the darkness. The strange sound grew louder as Ethan and Lily walked deeper into the tunnel. Tap, tap, tap. It sounded like footsteps. Lily held Ethan's arm tightly. "I don't think we're alone down here," she whispered. Ethan pointed his flashlight ahead. Suddenly, they saw a small stone bridge crossing an underground river. On the other side of the bridge stood an old man wearing a dark cloak. "Who are you?" Ethan asked nervously. The old man smiled. "My name is Marcus," he said. "I have been guarding this secret tunnel for many years." Lily looked surprised. "Guarding it? What?" Marcus slowly raised an ancient lantern. "Because this tunnel leads to a hidden treasure, but the treasure is protected by 3 dangerous challenges. Many people entered this place, but none of them returned." Ethan and Lily exchanged worried looks. "Then why are you helping us?" Ethan asked. Marcus looked at them carefully. "Because the tunnel chose you." Before they could ask another question, the ground suddenly shook. Rumble! A large stone door opened beside the river. Strange symbols glowed on its surface. "The first challenge has begun," Marcus said. The 3 of them entered the stone chamber. In the center of the room stood 3 golden statues. Each statue held a different object, a sword, a key, and a crystal. On the wall was a message. "Choose the correct object, or remain here forever." Lily swallowed nervously. "How do we know which one is right?" Ethan looked around the room carefully. Then he noticed another symbol carved beneath the statues. It was the same symbol they had seen on the iron door in the forest. "The answer must be connected to the key," Ethan said. He slowly walked toward the statue holding the golden key. As soon as he touched it, the entire room began to shake again. The statues moved aside, revealing a hidden passage. Marcus smiled. "You passed the first challenge." But from deep inside the new passage came a terrifying roar. Roar! Lily's face turned pale. "What was that?" she asked. Marcus lifted his lantern and looked into the darkness. "That," he said quietly, "is the guardian of the second challenge." The terrifying roar echoed through the tunnel. Roar! Ethan and Lily froze in fear. Marcus raised his lantern and said, "Stay close to me. The guardian does not like strangers." The 3 of them slowly walked through the hidden passage. After a few minutes, they entered a huge underground cave. In the middle of the cave stood a giant stone statue of a lion with glowing blue eyes. Suddenly, the statue moved. Its eyes shone brighter, and it stepped down from its platform. "It's alive," Lily cried. The stone lion looked at them and spoke in a deep voice. "Only those who solve my riddle may pass." A bright light appeared on the cave wall, and the riddle was written there. "I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but cannot go outside. What am I?" Ethan and Lily looked at each other. Lily tried to think of an answer. "A house," she guessed. The stone lion shook its head. "No, Ethan closed his eyes and repeated the riddle. I have keys, space, and enter. Suddenly, he smiled. I know the answer. It's a keyboard. The lion's glowing eyes became soft. Correct. The giant statue slowly moved aside, revealing another doorway. You have passed the second challenge, the guardian said. As they walked through the doorway, Marcus seemed worried. Only one challenge remains, he said. It is the most dangerous of all. The passage led them into a circular chamber filled with glittering gold coins and jewels. Lily's eyes widened. The treasure, she exclaimed. But Marcus quickly stopped her. No, this is a trap. At that moment, the door behind them slammed shut. Boom. A mysterious voice echoed through the chamber. To claim the treasure, you must give up something precious. Suddenly, the piles of gold disappeared, and 3 glowing boxes appeared before them. The first box showed Ethan's favorite compass. The second showed Lily's family necklace. The third showed Marcus's old lantern. What does this mean? Lily asked. Marcus looked serious. The final challenge has begun. Then the floor started shaking, and cracks appeared everywhere. A deep voice echoed once again. Choose wisely, or the secret tunnel will become your tomb. Ethan stared at the 3 glowing boxes, knowing that one wrong choice could trap them underground forever. The chamber shook violently. Cracks spread across the floor, and dust fell from the ceiling. Ethan looked at the 3 glowing boxes. We have to choose something precious to give up, he said. Lily held her family necklace tightly. It had belonged to her grandmother, and she never took it off. Marcus looked at his old lantern. This lantern has been with me for many years, he said softly. Ethan stared at his compass. It had been a gift from his father before he went on a long journey and never returned. The mysterious voice echoed again. Choose now. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Ethan stepped forward. I'll do it, he said. He picked up his compass and placed it in front of the glowing boxes. The room suddenly became silent. A bright golden light surrounded the compass, and it slowly disappeared. Ethan felt a deep sadness, but he did not regret his choice. A few seconds later, the mysterious voice spoke again. You have chosen with courage and not with greed. The final challenge is complete. The ground stopped shaking. The wall in front of them slowly opened, revealing a magnificent hidden chamber. Inside the chamber stood a large golden chest covered with ancient symbols. Marcus smiled. You did it. You found the secret treasure. Ethan carefully opened the chest. But instead of gold and jewels, there was an old map and a small crystal key. Lily looked confused. That's the treasure? Marcus nodded. Yes. This map leads to an even greater secret, one that has been hidden for centuries. Ethan unfolded the map. At the center was a drawing of a mountain and a strange symbol, the same symbol they had seen on the iron door. Below it were the words, "The lost kingdom awaits." Before anyone could say another word, the crystal key began to glow. Then a loud rumbling sound came from behind them. Boom! The walls of the chamber started to move. The tunnel is collapsing, Marcus shouted. Ethan grabbed the map, and the 3 of them ran toward the exit. Huge rocks fell from the ceiling as they raced through the dark passage. At last, they reached the iron door and pushed it open. They tumbled out into the forest just as the entrance to the secret tunnel disappeared beneath the ground. The 3 friends stood there, breathing heavily. Lily looked at the glowing crystal key in Ethan's hand. What do we do now? She asked. Ethan looked at the ancient map and smiled. I think our real adventure is only beginning. Far away, high in the mountains, a mysterious light suddenly appeared in the night sky. The map in Ethan's hand started glowing once again. The crystal key glowed brighter and brighter in Ethan's hand. A beam of light shot from the key and pointed toward the distant mountains. There must be something there, Ethan said excitedly. The next morning, Ethan, Lily, and Marcus packed their bags and began their journey. They crossed rivers, walked through thick forests, and climbed steep hills. After 2 days of traveling, they finally reached the mountain shown on the ancient map. At the foot of the mountain stood a huge stone gate covered with strange symbols. This is the place, Marcus whispered. Ethan took out the crystal key. As soon as he brought it close to the gate, the symbols began to glow. Click! The giant gate slowly opened. Behind it was a hidden valley unlike anything they had ever seen. There were beautiful waterfalls, ancient statues, and the ruins of a forgotten city. The Lost Kingdom, Lily said in amazement. They carefully walked through the ruins until they reached an enormous palace. Inside the palace, they found a golden throne. On the throne lay an old crown and a dusty book. Ethan opened the book and began to read. It told the story of an ancient kingdom that disappeared hundreds of years ago. The people had hidden their city to protect a powerful crystal from falling into the wrong hands. Suddenly, a cold voice echoed through the palace. "So you finally found it." The friends turned around. A tall man dressed in black stood in the doorway. "My name is Victor," he said. "I have searched for this kingdom all my life." Marcus's face turned pale. "Victor, I thought you disappeared years ago." Victor smiled. "I never stopped looking for the crystal." He pointed at the glowing key in Ethan's hand. "Give it to me." "No," Ethan replied. Victor raised his hand, and the palace began to shake. He had secretly followed them from the forest. Then the crystal key floated into the air and flew toward the throne. A hidden compartment opened, revealing a large blue crystal. Its light filled the entire palace. Victor ran toward it. But as soon as he touched the crystal, a powerful force pushed him back. The book suddenly opened by itself, and a voice echoed through the room. "The crystal belongs only to those with brave and honest hearts." The blue crystal floated toward Ethan. As he touched it, the palace glowed with golden light. The ruins outside began to shine once again. Victor fell to his knees. "I only wanted the treasure," he said sadly. Ethan looked at him and replied, "A true treasure isn't gold or power. It's courage, friendship, and doing the right thing." The crystal's light slowly faded. Then a secret door opened behind the throne. Inside were countless books, maps, and ancient knowledge from the Lost Kingdom. Marcus smiled. "This is the real treasure, the wisdom of an entire civilization." Ethan and Lily looked at each other and smiled. They decided to protect the secret of the Lost Kingdom and share its knowledge with the world one day. As the sun set behind the mountains, the three friends began their journey home. But before leaving, Ethan looked back at the ancient palace. For a moment, he thought he saw another glowing doorway deep inside the ruins. Perhaps another mystery was waiting for them. The end, or maybe a new adventure is just beginning. As Ethan, Lily, and Marcus prepared to leave the Lost Kingdom, Ethan could not stop thinking about the glowing doorway he had seen inside the ruins. "Did you see that light?" he asked. Lily nodded. "I saw it too. Maybe there is another secret here." Marcus looked worried. "The kingdom has already revealed many mysteries," he said. "Perhaps we should go home." But before anyone could move, the crystal in Ethan's pocket began to glow again. A beam of blue light pointed toward the ancient palace. "I think the crystal wants us to follow it," Ethan said. The three friends returned to the palace and walked down a narrow hallway behind the throne. At the end of the hallway was the glowing doorway. It was made of silver stone and covered with strange symbols. In the center of the door was a small crystal-shaped hole. Ethan carefully placed the blue crystal into the hole. Click! The hidden door slowly opened. Behind it was a circular chamber filled with thousands of stars painted on the walls and ceiling. In the middle of the room stood a tall stone pedestal. On top of the pedestal was an ancient book. Marcus carefully opened the book. His eyes widened. "This is impossible," he whispered. "What is it?" Lily asked. Marcus turned the pages. "This book speaks of the guardians of the Lost Kingdom. They protected a powerful secret for centuries." Suddenly, the chamber began to shake. A bright light appeared in front of them, and the ghostly figure of an old king emerged. The friends stepped back in surprise. "I am King Alden," the spirit said, "the last ruler of this kingdom." The king looked at Ethan. "You have proven yourself brave and kind. That is why the crystal chose you." Ethan swallowed nervously. "What secret are you protecting?" The king raised his hand, and a map of the stars appeared in the air. "Long ago, our people discovered another hidden world beyond these mountains. The key to that world is hidden somewhere in this chamber." Lily's eyes grew wide. "Another world?" The king nodded. "But be careful. A great danger sleeps there." Then the spirit slowly began to fade. Before disappearing, he said one final sentence. "When the red moon rises, the next adventure will begin." The room became silent. Suddenly, the pedestal moved aside, revealing a small golden box. Inside the box was a silver key shaped like a star. Ethan picked it up. At that exact moment, the sky outside darkened. A red moon slowly appeared above the mountains. Lily looked up in fear. "The red moon? It's happening already." The star-shaped key began to glow in Ethan's hand. Far away, deep inside a hidden cave, A pair of mysterious golden eyes suddenly opened. A deep voice echoed through the darkness. The guardians have returned. The red moon shone brightly above the mountains. Ethan held the glowing star-shaped key tightly. Suddenly, the key floated into the air and pointed toward the northern cliffs. "We have to go there," Ethan said. Marcus looked worried. "The old king warned us about a great danger." But before anyone could answer, a loud roar echoed across the valley. Roar! The ground shook beneath their feet. In the distance, they saw a huge shadow moving between the mountains. "What was that?" Lily whispered. "I don't know," Marcus replied. "But we must be careful." The three friends followed the light of the key. After several hours of walking, they reached a hidden cave covered with ancient symbols. In front of the cave stood a giant stone statue of a warrior. As Ethan stepped closer, the statue's eyes suddenly glowed red. "Who seeks the Gate of Stars?" the statue asked. "We are friends of the Lost Kingdom," Ethan answered bravely. The statue remained silent for a moment. Then it said, "Only those with courage may enter." The cave entrance slowly opened. Inside, the walls sparkled like the night sky. At the end of the tunnel stood a magnificent golden door with 7 stars carved into it. In the center of the door was a keyhole shaped exactly like the star-shaped key. Ethan placed the key into the lock. Click! The golden door slowly opened. Behind it was a magical chamber filled with floating lights and glowing crystals. In the middle of the room stood a silver mirror. As they approached it, the mirror suddenly came to life. Instead of showing their reflections, it showed another world, a land of shining rivers, crystal towers, and giant trees. "It's beautiful," Lily said in amazement. Then the image changed. Dark clouds covered the sky, and a giant black dragon appeared. The dragon roared, and fire filled the land. A mysterious voice echoed from the mirror. "The shadow dragon has awakened. Only the keepers of the crystal can stop him." Suddenly, the blue crystal in Ethan's pocket began to glow. The mirror's light surrounded Ethan, Lily, and Marcus. A doorway of light appeared before them. Marcus stepped back. "This portal leads to the hidden world." Ethan looked at his friends and smiled. "Our adventure isn't over yet." They held hands and stepped through the portal. As soon as they entered, the portal closed behind them. They found themselves standing in a strange forest under a purple sky. In the distance, they heard the roar of the shadow dragon. Then a young girl wearing silver armor appeared from behind a tree. "You finally came," she said. "I am Princess Alara, and my world needs your help." She looked at the glowing crystal in Ethan's hand. "The fate of our kingdom now rests with you." Far away, on a dark mountain, 2 enormous golden eyes opened. The shadow dragon had sensed their arrival. Princess Alara led Ethan, Lily, and Marcus through the strange forest. The trees glowed with blue light, and tiny flying creatures circled above them. "You are in the kingdom of Lumina," Alara explained. "For hundreds of years, our people lived in peace. But everything changed when the shadow dragon awakened." "What happened?" Lily asked. Alara looked sadly toward the dark mountains. "The dragon stole the sun crystal, the source of our kingdom's magic. Without it, our land is slowly dying." At that moment, the blue crystal in Ethan's pocket began to shine brightly. Alara's eyes widened. The crystal of guardians. The ancient legends were true. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed across the sky. Roar! Dark clouds gathered above the forest. "The shadow dragon knows you are here," Alara said nervously. "We must reach the crystal castle before nightfall." The 4 of them hurried across the forest and soon arrived at a magnificent castle made of shining white stone. Inside the castle, an old wizard was waiting for them. His long silver beard reached the floor, and he carried a glowing staff. "I am Master Orion," he said. "I have been waiting for the keepers of the crystal." Ethan stepped forward. "Can we stop the shadow dragon?" The wizard nodded. "Yes, but only if you find the 3 elemental stones: fire, water, and light. Together, they can restore the sun crystal." Suddenly, the castle shook violently. Boom! A soldier rushed into the room. "Your Highness," he shouted, "the dragon's army is approaching." Everyone ran to the castle balcony. Far away, thousands of dark creatures were marching toward the kingdom. Above them, a giant black dragon flew through the stormy sky. Its golden eyes burned like fire. The shadow dragon had come. "It is too soon," Master Orion whispered. The dragon let out another terrifying roar. Then it spoke in a deep, thunderous voice. "Give me the crystal of guardians, or your kingdom will fall." Ethan held the glowing crystal tightly. "We can't let him have it," he said. Master Orion turned to the young heroes. "The fate of two worlds now rests in your hands." He handed Ethan an ancient map. "This map will lead you to the first elemental stone, the Stone of Fire." Before anyone could speak, a bolt of dark lightning struck the castle tower. Boom! The entire kingdom trembled. The shadow dragon was attacking. Ethan looked at Lily and Marcus. "Our next adventure begins now." Far away, deep inside a volcano, a red gem suddenly started glowing. The first elemental stone was waiting. The next morning, Ethan, Lily, Marcus, and Princess Alara left the crystal castle. Master Orion handed Ethan the ancient map. "The Firestone lies inside the Mountain of Flames," he said. "But no one has entered that place and returned." Ethan nodded bravely. "We'll bring it back." The journey was long and dangerous. They crossed dark forests and rocky valleys until they finally saw a giant volcano rising into the sky. Red smoke poured from its top. "The Mountain of Flames," Alara whispered. As they climbed the mountain, the heat became stronger and stronger. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Boom! A huge creature made of fire and stone emerged from the rocks. It had glowing red eyes and carried a giant flaming axe. "The Guardian of Fire," Marcus shouted. The creature roared. "Only the worthy may enter the Temple of Flames." Ethan stepped forward. "We need the Firestone to save the kingdom." The Guardian looked at him carefully. "Then you must pass my challenge." The ground opened, revealing 3 glowing paths. The Guardian spoke again. "One path leads to the Firestone. The other 2 lead to destruction. Choose wisely." Lily looked nervous. "How can we know the right path?" Ethan noticed strange symbols on the ground. They were the same symbols he had seen in the Lost Kingdom. One path had the symbol of courage. Another had the symbol of greed. The third had the symbol of fear. "The right path is courage," Ethan said confidently. He stepped onto the path of courage. Suddenly, the mountain shook. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a bridge of glowing lava appeared. The Guardian smiled. "You have chosen correctly." The friends crossed the bridge and entered the Temple of Flames. At the center of the temple floated a brilliant red gem, the Firestone. As Ethan reached for it, a terrible roar echoed through the volcano. Roar! The shadow dragon appeared above the mountain. Its enormous wings covered the sky. "You are too late," the dragon thundered. Dark lightning struck the temple walls. The volcano began to erupt. Lava poured from the cracks. "Take the stone and run," Princess Alara shouted. Ethan grabbed the Firestone. Immediately, the gem burst into bright red light. A shield of fire surrounded the friends, protecting them from the falling rocks. The shadow dragon growled angrily. "You may have won this stone, but you will never find the others." With a powerful flap of its wings, the dragon disappeared into the dark clouds. The volcano continued to shake. The friends escaped just in time and watched from a safe distance as the mountain erupted behind them. Ethan looked at the glowing Firestone in his hand. "One stone is ours," he said. Master Orion's map suddenly changed. A new location appeared. Far beyond the western sea was a shining blue island. Princess Alara smiled. "The map is showing us the next destination." Marcus looked at the island. "That must be where the water stone is hidden." A cold wind blew across the mountains. Their next adventure had already begun. To be continued in Part 10, The Water Stone. Following the magical map, Ethan, Lily, Marcus, and Princess Alara sailed across the Western Sea. After 2 days, they reached the shining blue island. At the center of the island stood a crystal lake. Suddenly, the water began to glow. A beautiful blue gem slowly rose from the lake. "The Water Stone," Alara exclaimed. As Ethan touched the gem, the Firestone in his pocket also began to shine. At that moment, the sky turned dark. Roar! The shadow dragon appeared above the island. "You have collected the stones," the dragon thundered. "Now give them to me." Dark lightning struck the ground. The dragon attacked. Ethan, Lily, and Marcus ran toward the lake while Princess Alara drew her sword. Then Master Orion's voice echoed in Ethan's mind. "Combine the power of the stones and the crystal of guardians." Ethan took out the Firestone, the Water Stone, and the crystal of guardians. The three magical objects floated into the air. Suddenly, a brilliant beam of light shot toward the sky. A third gem appeared from the light, a golden stone. The stone of light, Marcus shouted. The three stones circled around Ethan. The shadow dragon roared and breathed fire. But the stones created a shield that protected everyone. Ethan stepped forward. I know why you're angry, he said to the dragon. You don't want to destroy this world. You're protecting something. The dragon stopped. Its golden eyes filled with sadness. Long ago, the people of Lumina had stolen the dragon's egg and hidden it inside the dark mountain. The dragon had searched for it for hundreds of years. Princess Alara lowered her sword. We didn't know, she said softly. The crystal of guardians glowed brightly and showed the location of the missing egg. It was hidden beneath the crystal castle. Everyone returned to the kingdom and opened an ancient chamber below the castle. Inside was a large black egg covered with golden symbols. The shadow dragon slowly approached it. When the egg cracked open, a tiny baby dragon emerged. The great dragon lowered its head and gently touched its child. A warm golden light spread across the kingdom. The dark clouds disappeared. Flowers bloomed again, and the river sparkled. The shadow dragon looked at Ethan. You have given me back what I lost, it said. I was blinded by anger. The dragon spread its wings. I promise to protect this kingdom from now on. The people of Lumina cheered. Princess Alara smiled. You saved our world. A magical portal appeared before Ethan, Lily, and Marcus. It was time to return home. Before leaving, the shadow dragon gave Ethan a small golden scale. If you ever need my help, hold this scale to the moonlight, it said. The three friends stepped through the portal and returned to Green Valley. Everything looked peaceful again. Ethan placed the golden scale and the ancient map inside a wooden box. Lily smiled. Do you think our adventures are finally over? Ethan looked toward the forest and laughed. With us? Never. Far away, deep beneath the old oak tree, a faint golden light appeared once more. Perhaps another secret was waiting to be discovered. The end.